Hello, everyone. Welcome to My Turn to Talk. Today is today is, I was about to say today is Solid Blue Sister. Today is July the 6th, 2021. I am Solid Blue Sister, and welcome to My Turn to Talk. Okay, so couple of things today. Once again, we have a lot going on in the news, and every day it just seems to be something. You know, every day it seems to be something that conservatives are pissed off about. And I find it interesting. And what I'm going to talk about today is the Black National Anthem, which is Lift Every Voice and Sing. Okay, so Lift Every Voice and Sing was written by a poet in 1900 by the name of James Weldon Johnson. And what's interesting about this particular song is it was originally performed in a public school, 500 children at a segregated school in Jackson to honor the birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Okay, again, to honor the birthday of Abraham Lincoln, who was a Republican and who was a white man. So, you know, conservatives, you know, they want to jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, you know, lift every voice and sing, you know, the Black National Anthem. I don't even think they've probably even looked at the lyrics, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that you see Black National Anthem, they see the word black, and they immediately are like, I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want any part of it. Well, before I go on, let's talk about, let me share this. Let's talk about Gwen Berry for a moment, okay? And hold on, I want to get one more thing up. Okay, so Gwen Berry is an Olympian who sparked controversy because she turned away from the American flag during the national anthem. And this was last week. And she said that the song did not speak to Black Americans, you know, and basically, you know, she said, let me see if I can move this up some. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or gloom of the grave. That is lyrics from the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. All right. In my opinion, Gwen Berry's right. And so have a lot of other athletes been correct throughout the years. You know, the Star Spangled Banner does not speak to Black America. It doesn't speak to Latinos. It doesn't speak to Native Americans. It speaks to white people, Europeans, white European men. It's not the land of the free and the home of the brave. It isn't. It isn't. We were slaves. And in my opinion, and I know I'm going to get slammed for this, we still are. We're not free. How can we be free, when, you have states across the country trying to suppress our right to vote, when you don't want our story taught in school? But now you're going to complain about the Black National Anthem? That was a song I grew up on. When you stand up and sing the Black National Anthem, I'm not like, some of these white folks who mumble the Star Spangled Banner. They just move their mouths. I actually know the lyrics to the Star Spangled Banner. I actually know the lyrics to Lift Every Voice and Sing. And when you talk about the Star Spangled Banner, for all these people who love their country so much, and again, I'm going to speak to conservatives, the ones who like to ride around on the back of with the flag flying from the back of their truck, or wear it as a bandana or a swimsuit. You are disrespecting the flag. So when you look at someone like Colin, when you look at somebody like Colin Kaepernick, excuse me, my Amber Alert. When you look at somebody like Colin Kaepernick, who kneeled, and you're saying is disrespectful to the flag. Let's talk about how the flag has disrespected us. And when I say the flag, I'm talking about America, the country. But yet you complain about the Black National Anthem. Well, let's take a look at the Black National Anthem. All right, let me share this again. All right, let's look at the first part. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Can anybody point out to me what's divisive about this? What's racist about this? Sing a song full of faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Now, some people can look at this and say, we're talking about victory for the nation. Some people can look at this and say, the dark past has taught us. I'm sorry, America. Black America has a dark past. America has a dark past. America continues to have a dark past for the way it treats some of its citizens. Is that wrong? Am I wrong? Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. Again, our fathers sighed. You can talk about people who fought in the Revolutionary War. You can talk about, this song could talk about a lot of people. But let's talk about how it is for Black people of African descent, because our fathers did sigh. We did have weary feet, and we still have weary feet. People can interpret Lift Every Voice and Sing however they want. But again, to me, my opinion, it's telling the story about America. And again, I say, we live in a racist country. I was talking to someone today about when Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high, talking about Republicans and Democrats could go high. Mm-mm. They have been going low for over 400 years. And I'm sorry, I'm not willing to go high when they continually step on us. And they're complaining about the Black National Anthem? Really? When the Star Spangled Banner doesn't even include us? The Star Spangled Banner does not include us. Vanessa Williams sang Lift Every Voice and Sing during the Capitol Fourth. And this is what she said. Hold on, let me see if I get this a little bigger. Okay, introducing the song, Williams, talking about Vanessa Williams, dedicated the performance to her ancestors, to our new federal holiday, Juneteenth, and to all who celebrate freedom. As I prepare to sing the song, I am filled with the spirit of freedom and the perseverance that is required to achieve that most precious right, she said. Conservatives went buck wild crazy. They did not like the fact that on the Capitol 4th, Vanessa Williams closed out the evening singing the star, I'm sorry, Lift Every Voice and Sing. I'll make this a little smaller. There is only one national anthem. A Capitol Force is slammed for going woke after Vanessa Williams ends the show's broadcast to U.S. military abroad with the Black National Anthem. The song nicknamed the Black National Anthem was sung at the show, which aired Sunday as a nod to Juneteenth being made a federal holiday this year. Some call it woke and divisive. Shouldn't we be woke? I mean, seriously, people, seriously. You are going to slam Vanessa Williams for singing the song? Are we supposed to consistently for the next 400 years, gather around, and sing a song that is divisive and did not include all of its citizens? Give me a break. I'm going to stop there for a moment and I'm going to take some questions. And I am going to start with Miss Monica. Do you have anything you want to say? Can you hear me?
There you are.
Okay.
Can you now?
I can hear you.
I wanted to go back and talk about, the flag for a second, if you don't mind.
Not a problem.
The flag that the conservatives especially want to hold so high and dear and take offense when it's allegedly, I'm using my air quotes, disrespected. Wasn't that the utensil used to beat down a Capitol police officer during insurrection? Is that what the flag is for?
Well, you make a point.
So somebody merely their back away sends them into a frenzy, but they can beat down a police officer with that flag and Blue Lives Matter. Help that make sense to me. I just wanted to start with that.
No, I mean, you make a very good point. You know, like I said, these people who are out there, you know, railing against the Black National Anthem and, you know, Vanessa Williams singing it, and, you know, they love their flag so much. But like you said, they're using it to beat other police officers that they say Blue Lives Matter, you know, giving them concussions and putting them in the hospital and, you know, whatever, but blue lives matter. You're absolutely right. It's the hypocrisy of this country is just, you know, it's just so, I mean,
It's mind numbing.
it really
It's
is.
mind numbing.
It really is. You know, so I mean, you know, I can't answer that. I mean, that's something that, you know, again, you know, have a Proud Boy come on the show and tell me how it is you can use an American flag, to beat someone and the police officers that you hold so dear. Tell me
Right.
how, I mean, come on.
So a song is going to send everybody into a frenzy of a song that doesn't mention color. A song that is so
Okay.
inclusive. It includes everybody, lift your voice. So that's really all I
and it does.
had to add.
Well, I will say I am so happy that I have Monica and Shy Lady finally on the same show. So Shy Lady, I see you came on. Do you have anything you want to say? Because you missed the first part, but you kind of know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I do. I saw the topic, the Black National Anthem. So I'm all ears here. No pun intended.
So do you have anything that you want to respond to what Monica just said about using the flag to beat down a police officer, but yet they're upset about the Black National Anthem?
No, I see that her point is it is pretty ridiculous. So I will definitely comment once I get into the flow. So
and I know you will. Okay, so I am going to keep going. So hold on, let me I want to bring up again Gwen Berry. So let me pull this up again. Okay, so Gwen Berry again said that the Star Spangled Banner does not speak for Black Americans. Now, as an Olympian, now she runs track. Okay. Let's talk about the swimmers, the Black swimmers who are not allowed to wear soul caps when they compete at the Olympics. And soul caps are Black, or they're designed, I'm not going to say they're for Black people, but they were designed for Black hair. The swimming caps that the Olympians are using now were originally made by Speedo, and they were made for white hair. They were made to keep white hair out of the faces of swimmers. Most swimmers in the Olympics are white. So Black hair defies gravity. When our hair gets wet, it goes up. And our hair is the only one that does that. Every other culture, nationality, whatever, their hair gets wet, it goes down. Ours go up. The soul cap was designed to keep Black hair down. Because when you're swimming, in terms of gravity, the less hair you have, you know, whatever, makes you faster. That's why a lot of male swimmers shave their body hair. They have no body hair when they're swimming. It makes them faster. So the Olympic Committee said, no, You cannot wear a soul cap. You have to wear the approved swim cap, which is the Speedo cap. Black swimmers, they can wear the cap, but it will slow them down. Is that fair? I don't think it is. The Olympics is supposed to be for everyone. The Olympics was, when it first started back in Greece, it turned into where it was something that was international. It was supposed to be inclusive for the entire world. So while you are saying, yes, people from this nation can come and this people from this nation can come, yeah, you come on. Shouldn't you also change with the times and, technology and what have you? Shouldn't you, if you're going to be inclusive, shouldn't you also be aware of people's culture? That's just a question that I'm putting out there. Does anybody want to answer?
Well, yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
No problem. Just real quick, I definitely agree that you should consider a person's culture. I'm not sure what the name of the young lady is who wore the hijab. I think she does fencing or something.
Mhm.
And I don't know, that's a sport where they're pretty much covered, but they could have also been petty and said, well, you're not wearing the standard fencing outfit. It's not fair that you have to be different from the rest. So they respected her culture. And I feel, even though it's not a religion to have a swimming cap, I still feel that if it's your culture, and with a lot of African American women wearing braids, that cap, that standard cap, is not going to fit if you're wearing dreads or braids. And like you say, our hair does get when water hits it, it goes poof. It does. So I think that they should have definitely considered that the Black swimmers' hair is not the same as other races, other ethnic groups. So I think that definitely should have been considered. But you can go ahead, Monica, if anybody want to comment.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing about the fencer. It's just the hypocrisy that they continuously throw at us, that what we can and cannot do, and how what we say is just so over the top. It just, honestly, it frustrates me to no end, but it's during that time when we're leading the red, white, and blue, right? They want us there. They need us there. Let's face it, they need us there. And they're not going to win a medal without us, but yet they still want to keep their knee on our neck and tell us. I mean, already they're saying that there's no BLM paraphernalia allowed. It just is, it's so frustrating. I would not be mad if we sat.
But you know what? You both bring up. Oh, I'm sorry, Monica, you're going in and out.
Oh, I apologize. Okay.
Okay. You both bring up good points. So now, Monica, you just said, that they need us at the Olympics, because especially during, the track and field events, that's, where we get a lot of our medals and what have you. So the problem that I have, I'm torn on whether or not Black athletes should boycott the Olympics. And I say that because the Olympics, it only comes around every four years. And you may qualify this year, but in 4 years, things change. Your body can change. You get older. You may not be able to make the Olympic team in 4 years. And I know that a lot of these athletes, they train just so they can go to the Olympics. So I would not want anyone to miss their chance. But
And I get that. I do agree with
there is that, but there is
I
that,
do.
there is that, but, you still got to treat us, fairly. And when you said that they need us, I'm going to jump back to yesterday's show, about the whole TikTok, where, it is being proven. These Black TikTokers have only, been on strike for 2 weeks, and it's already making a huge dent in white TikTokers with their content. They don't know what to do. So again, Monica, like you and I were talking earlier, it's like, can we just, seriously, can Black people just for 1 week just not shop at any stores, not buy any gas, walk wherever you want to go, fill up the night before the boycott starts, whatever, ride your bike, do something, don't go to fast food restaurants. Can we just literally not shop anywhere for 1 week across the entire country? Just don't do it. The massive economic impact that would hit this country would be phenomenal.
I definitely agree with you. We would definitely make a huge impact on the Gucci and Louis Vuitton stores for sure.
Absolutely. It's effective, right? It worked back in the 60s, right? So think about today. What would they do? What would they do? I'm all for it.
And I mean, when you think about it, it's like, okay, you all are going to get upset with the Black National Anthem. You're going to get upset with lyrics and whatever that, like I said, you all probably have never even read. Okay, fine. We will let you all do whatever you all want to do, but for 1 week, we are not spending any money, nothing. I will brown bag it to work. We are not spending any money at all. And I think in terms of this whole voting thing, I think that we also need to have a boycott, again, an economic boycott, to show them, you don't want us to vote, we're going to shut it down. We're going to shut it down. Let's see how fast some of these companies who are half-assed with their support come out and say, we need y'all to buy our Coca-Cola. We need you all. I mean, seriously, just shut it down. And before anyone else responds, I got to go to my silent friend, Pandora. Do you have anything you want to say? Because sometimes Shy Lady can get you going. Does she give you the mojo now? Or do you want to say anything?
Let's see. No, I just want to say I'm all ears. No pun intended.
Okay, I have to ask every so often. I have to check in on you just in case you want to say something. So
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
So Monica and Shy Lady, I'm gonna throw it to either one of you who wants to pick up what I just said about just, for voting, everything, just shut everything down.
I definitely would be for it. And I believe, I don't know, I think I've read somewhere, but I can't remember where I read that we have such a huge buying power. The Black community, we may be only 12% of the population in the US, but we have a huge buying power, and they are aware of that. It's been done, and it should be done again, because this voting stuff this is serious talk about this whole voting. And then some of these companies are supporting. I read somewhere that Walmart and AT&T are supporting these voting restrictions. So we definitely need to show them that we're not to be slighted. We're to be taken serious. So I definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because one thing that I have learned when it comes to white people, yes, I'm saying white people, they don't want you to mess with their money. They do not want
hit them in the pockets.
You got to hit them in the pocket. They do not want you to mess with their money. So I say, no Amazon, nothing. Just shut everything down. I mean, and I think that it's possible. I mean, come on, we've all been, in our homes for the last, year and a half. just stay home. I mean, there have been, weeks that I look up and I'm like, oh, I didn't drive anywhere, this week. My car literally sits in the garage, for a whole week, whatever. I don't mind taking out my bike and riding my bike to the store or walking, whatever. But, just, can you just not do anything? And I think that that's what we need to do. Don't buy any records, don't download anything, just stay home. Just whatever you want to do, listen to some music you already have, download it, whatever, but just don't do anything where it's going to put money into someone else's pocket.
That and like stay off social media. I think together, if we all did that, that would be so effective.
Mhm.
And like you said, when you
Okay, Monica, sorry about that. Monica, you're going in and out. Let me just real quick. Hold on.
that's when you get their attention.
Let me do this. There we go. Okay. It just doesn't make any sense. And again, I want to go back to the Black National Anthem. Why do you think white America is so afraid of the Black National Anthem? Why do you think conservatives are so afraid of the Black National Anthem? Or, do you think it's fear, or do you think that, like the NFL, at the beginning of their season, singing the Black National Anthem, and a lot of people didn't like that. They don't, they don't like that. That you do see Black Lives Matter. The athletes are able to wear that. A lot of, white America, they don't like that. So, what do you say to that? Why so much of the pushback? What are you so afraid of? What do you want to hide? Just a question. Ms. Monica? Okay, I'm not hearing her. Shy Lady, do you want to comment?
I think that the fact that there are so many Black Americans in dominating the NBA, the NFL, I think it's appropriate. I know that you have players from whenever you watch some of the NBA games, they'll sing the Canadian national anthem because Toronto is one of the teams that is in the NBA. I'm not sure about baseball. I know that they have like Toronto Blue Jays, but I don't follow baseball that much, so I'm not sure if they do a national anthem for baseball as well. But I know for sure that they do for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And with the majority of these players being Black, I don't see why it cannot be included. Of course, they're gonna raise hell about it, but still. It's
Okay.
the same thing. I'm sorry, but I want to make this point too as well. And I know we've talked about this before. It's the same thing with so many, and even some of the Black analysts are saying that we need to do, not we, but the owners need to do better in terms of hiring more Black coaches in the NFL and NBA because they're dominating. How could you not have a qualified former athlete, or even someone who's wasn't an athlete? There's some Black people who study journalism, and they've been reporters, and they've worked at different news organizations for years, and they know sports just like a lot of the white ones. They've never even played, yet they're coaches. They're VP of operations at some of these NBA teams and NFL teams. So it's just something that definitely needs to be taken to another level, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. They need to have more front office people of color I, to help with all of it. I mean, all of it's problematic. There's just not equal representation, considering the NBA is mostly made up of Black Americans. So it all needs to be addressed. They just need to go ahead and pull the skeletons out of the closet, put it on the table, and let's talk about it. Stop hiding from it.
Totally agree.
I mean, it's so easy to just tuck it away and not discuss it. And I don't think we should let them do that anymore. And I don't know how I mean, I think Colin Kaepernick, I'm sorry, started something. Other players were beginning to engage. And then, when they saw what happened to him, I think that scared everybody off. And, I think that's where we failed. We should have stood up better to protect him. We should have had such an outrage when they treated him like that. And we didn't have his back. And I think they are not afraid to, I mean, I'm going off topic, and don't be afraid to rein me back
that's
in.
okay. That's what a discussion does. It goes everywhere. So,
like that racist rant when the man kept shouting his address out and Black folks pulled up like he invited them to. That's the stuff we need to be doing. We need to go ahead and pull up in mass to demonstrate our outrage, make it visible. The youth right now, they do such a great job with social media, right? They are on top of it. I just wish they would just use some of that. And they have, but I wish they would use it more, not just to make jokes, not just to drag people, although I enjoy a good dragging. Lord knows I enjoy a good dragging, but let's take it to the next step. What's the next step to get change to happen?
I'm totally for that, Monica. Totally for what you said, because a lot of these young people, they are on social media way more than Black people that are over 30. Way more. And I think that is such a great idea. They don't understand how much power they really have. They really don't.
Right. Absolutely.
But they also need to reach back into the past and bring a lot of that with them, into the future, into the present. So, to really get an understanding of what people like us, the baby boomers, what we're talking about. Because, we're right there with you, we'll stand behind you. We have your back, but just remember where you came from, because again, you're able to march and everything because of our ancestors. And that is a sticking point with me when it comes to, for justice and what have you, that we just have to remember where we came from and the people who came before us, because they gave up so much for us. They gave up so much. So, in having these protests and what have you, we just need to respect them. And I'm talking about all the unnamed people who never even make it into the
Hey,
books.
I'm going to need to drop off. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
I enjoyed talking with you guys. All right.
Thank you,
Bye.
Monica.
All right. Bye.
But I mean, I don't know. I think our younger people, if we could, get them, to do something, on social media, where it will take it to the next level. So, Shy Lady, let me ask this. The NBA has a lot of Black talent. Let's take away every single Black person in the NBA. How soon do you think the NBA would totally crumble?
Probably within days. Or if not, it's not within 24 hours. Definitely, most definitely, because a lot of the players that are white are international players.
Mhm.
So I definitely agree.
So, and again, when you look at the NBA and you look at what's been happening this past season, where a lot of the fans have been, doing racial things and targeting Black players. What happens if all the Black players said, you know what, we're not going to play unless these fans get in line, and you have to, where these organizations have to understand that your players, you may be paying them millions of dollars, but they have clout. You need them. Just like the NCAA, they need those Black players on those college teams. You're making money. Your school is making money mainly because of these Black players. Not saying that the white players, don't add anything, but not as much as the Black players do. There are just so many things in this country that, Black people, African Americans, that we're a part of economically, putting money in your pocket. And you're still disrespecting us? You're disrespecting us the right to vote over a song? Come on. It just doesn't make any sense. We need to stop forgiving, and we need to seriously start using our economic power. And right now, I think the biggest leverage we have is our economic power. Did you want to say something, Charlene? It bumped over to you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. No, I think that I think these conversations are very appropriate for what's going on in the climate today, and no one will believe that in 2021, and I imagine that some of the ones who came before us, who fought and risked their lives for us to vote, I would imagine some of them are probably turning over in their grave to see that this is 2021, and they were marching in the 60s for this right, and now it's people are trying to reverse this and make it like it was back in the 60s, which is amazing. And so it's a conversation that definitely needs to be had. And it's just so surprising to me that courts are actually approving some of these restrictions. It's amazing. I'm really shocked that in this day and age that you have courts approving it. That goes to show you that you have people on these state levels that are have lots of power, and these senators are pushing their agenda, and they are approving it even in 2021.
It is. I mean, it is
amazing.
And once again, when you were just talking about civil rights, I wanted to pull this picture up again, because, like I said, these women here, this was the original, Black Lives Matter. These women, they were the ones who were out there after. I mean, these are ex-slaves, and they were out there, fighting for us. I mean, we've been marching for a long time. Hell, Nat Turner was marching, as far as I'm concerned. White America may see Nat Turner as a murderer, because he went around, to plantations. Yes, he was killing people. But think about all of the people all the Black people that were killed on plantations.
Too many.
Just
too
because,
many.
right. So, again, we can have Black Wall Street again. we can have, after slavery and construction, Black people were doing well. They were doing too well. That's one reason why the Klan was formed. We were doing too well. We were running for Senate and what have you. Then they say, oh no, no vote, can't vote. We've been restricted so much. But again, I say, and I am going to be pushing this. I'm going to be pushing this on social media. I'm going to be pushing it wherever I can. We need to seriously have an economic boycott. And again, I say for 1 week. And we could do a Sunday through Saturday. 1 week. Don't shop at any of these stores. Don't shop at the Walmarts. I understand that, Walmart, some people have to shop there, because of the prices. I totally get it. But for 1 week, if you can just not shop anywhere, spend no money, don't buy gas, just the economic impact. And it would not just be felt on a level with companies. It would be felt by the smaller people too, by the regular folk, by us. But it will be felt, and our voice will be heard. You don't want us to vote? You don't want us to vote by mail? You want us to give us some stupid, voter ID laws? You want to insist that, the election was stolen? You're trying to steal the election? You don't want us to sing the Black National Anthem? You don't want to have critical race theory? Okay, we're not going to spend any money. How do you like that? I'm telling you. It would work. It would work probably too well, but it would work. I mean, when Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat in the Montgomery bus boycott, when Negroes were walking to work, or they were getting rides, or they even had, some white people who were giving them rides to work or into the store. You literally had a mob of white people who would accost and beat Black folks trying to go to work because they weren't taking the bus. They were trying to force people to take the bus. And we're talking about sometimes, people would get on the bus, put their dime in, then they would have to get off the bus and go back to the back door. The bus driver would drive off. They thought it was funny. Other white folks on the bus, they thought it was funny. So we're going to teach you a lesson, and we're going to stay off the bus. You think we're too good? I mean, you think that, we're not good enough, or you're better than us, that you're sitting in the front and we have to sit in the back, or we have to give up our seat because a white person wants it? Oh, hell no. So we're going to teach you a lesson. We're going to stay off the bus. And they did it for 1 year. And the Montgomery, bus company, they felt that economic impact. They felt the fact that the people who were taking the bus were mainly the people who didn't have cars, who, worked miles from where they live. And people were literally walking to work. They would leave their homes at 4 o'clock in the morning so they can get to work, by whatever time, 7, 8, whatever they had to start. Sleeping at other people's homes that were closer to their jobs. But here you still have these white folks, still mobs, still, beating people up, burning crosses, doing all of this stuff because they want you to get on that bus. And we said no. But in the end, we won. And we need to do that again. We need to show them our clout. And our biggest clout is our money, our economic impact. That is how we can teach America a lesson. And a lesson needs to be taught, my opinion. Would anyone like to comment?
I agree because, like I said, this whole thing with the voting restrictions it's literally going backwards. Literally, is backwards. Is progress that's being pushed backwards. They our ancestors and the people that came before us, they put a lot on the line. They went through a lot for us to be where we are today. To have Barack Obama. Lots of other offices, political offices across the country. They went through a lot for us to have leaders in these positions, and now that's that's a threat to Black people as a whole. Because if you're going to restrict us from getting out there, then we can't have the Barack Obamas in office, because a lot of us, I'm not sure the percentage, but a lot of us supported him. Of course, he didn't get elected solely on Black people's votes, but we came out in big numbers for him. And if we're not able to come out and support qualified Black candidates for our communities, then in other offices, what's going to happen if those restrictions keep people away? How's that going to affect us, our communities, not just on a national level, as far as like a president or a senator, but even in the local communities? How's that going to affect our communities where we live, where people are not fighting for justices for us, for our agendas, for our communities?
No, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right, because you know, again, I go to, this is why down ballots matter. This is why down ballots matter, that, you have to get out there and you have to vote, take your time, know who the candidates are. Whenever I vote, and this is just me, I look at, we get a booklet that's mailed to us. Every household gets one, whatever. It has the names of the people who are running for whatever. And I look at the judges. I look at, the people, who are on the city council. I look at, I look them up. I do my due diligence to see, what party they're on. And even if they are, on the Democratic Party or whatever, Republican Party, whatever, I look to see what their, agenda is. Of course, your agenda will change once you get into office. It usually does, but, you have to pay attention. And you can't just leave those places blank. You cannot just leave it blank, because the people who are filling it out may be filling it out for someone who is not the right person, and that person gets into office. And then next thing you know, like I said, that garbage man that you voted for, next thing you know, he's the mayor. Then he's running for governor. Then he wants to be president or a senator. Down ballots matter, no matter what it is. Even when you are voting for that person in high school who is running for class president, that same person can get out of high school, put on their resume they were class president, and they could be an asshole, they could be a racist. The next thing you know, they go to college, they go somewhere else, and they're running for another office, for a public office. These are things you have to look out for. Yes, even when you're in high school, you look at the groups that people are part of. What club are they with? And then usually, you follow these people, and years later, they are a Proud Boy or a one percenter. They are at the Capitol beating people with the flag, with the American flag. You had someone who was part of the January 6th riot, insurrection, who was at the border, trying to keep people out. Now, I personally think that you come over to this country, you should do it legally. But I don't think a mob of racists should go to the border. These are the people you have to look out for. These are the people that when you vote, you don't end up with a Marjorie Taylor Greene or a Ted Cruz. Marjorie Taylor Greene only was elected because she ran unopposed, and that never should have happened. For the platform that she was spouting before the election, someone should have run against her. Someone should have, but they didn't. And this is what you have. So they want to rail against the Black National Anthem. Okay. All right. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. So Shy Lady, I'm going to give you the last word.
I want to say that I think these discussions are useful. And I believe that if we continue to talk, more people will listen. And hopefully when people listen, action will be done.
All right. And on that note, I am going to close it out. That's all I got. Well, actually, I have more, but it's time to go. But I am Solid Blue Sister. Speak your truth. Thank you so much for showing up, and I will see you next time. Bye.